Ross, what are you doing here?
I was told I was going to be podcasting with a woman with giant breasts.
I too was told I'd be podcasting with a woman with giant breasts. Well, since we're here, we want to just do an episode?
Yeah, I guess we should. 7:47 p.m. on a Friday, Boston, Massachusetts.
Guys, I got some news, some terrible news. We got a huge problem.
I feel like we could do a podcast, and it would be a million times better than whatever that drivel was we were listening to.
What the hell is a podcast? What is that? The future of radio, you jabronis.
Heyo, and welcome to the Always Sunny cast. I'm your codependent Eric.
And I'm your codependent Ross.
And this is the podcast where we go through Always Sunny, episode by episode, scene by scene, just to get at the heart what makes it so funny. And Ross, let's not waste any time today. Let's just get into it. I see you have a peeled apple that you're ready to eat, so you look ready.
I gotta say I'm a little bit nervous. I had 6 rum and cokes before this.
I too was nervous. Yeah. Let's just jump in. This episode is so funny. And this could be this is definitely in the top 10, and it's probably squeezing in the top 5.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite of this season, particularly.
Yes, it's crazy, like how strong this episode is, and it's like not that much happens.
Dude, that's what I was thinking the whole time. I thought if our coach Pat, our improv coach Pat, saw us doing scenes like this, he would be so disappointed because it's all talking heads.
Yeah, it's true.
The most action we get is D smashing the wall at the end, but before that, it's Mac looking for a bowl.
Just people talking, but the acting is so strong in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, at times it feels like a play.
Yes, yeah, you're right. All right, let's just jump into it. Let's do it. We got so much to talk about because this is great. Let's do it. Today we're talking Season 5, Episode 9, Mac and Dennis Break Up. Original air date is November 12th, 2009. Written by Scott Motter and Rob Rosell. Directed by Fred Savage. And Ross, what's that IMDb breakdown?
Taking Dee's advice seriously, Mac and Dennis decide that they're too codependent on each other and need to spend time apart. Meanwhile, Charlie and Frank help Dee out with a major cat problem in her apartment.
Yeah, that all happens.
Sure. I mean, a little more happens, but whatever.
Wow, you're way more critical on the IMDb than I am. You really take them to task.
Just like they could have mentioned, I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. It'll do.
And this episode was written in 2009. So, Ross, what was going on in the world?
Because this episode is a lot about breakups, I decided to look up the top 10 most memorable breakups of 2009.
I can't believe this is a thing. Okay. Am I on the list?
Eric and what? Rihanna? All right. So here are the top 10 most memorable breakups of 2009. Rihanna and Chris Brown. Do you remember this?
I do. Yes, I do. How strange. I don't like that I remember this, but I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Leanne Rimes and Dean Shermant.
I know who Leanne Rimes is, but you lost me with the other one.
Is she a country music artist?
Yeah.
Okay, then I do. Jessica Simpson and Tony Romo. Do you know them?
No, but is that I know Jessica Simpson is a singer, and what is the other guy like? This other guy sounds like a chef.
He does sound like a chef. He's a football player.
Oh, okay.
And then we have Jennifer Aniston and John Mayer.
Okay, sure.
Lindsay Lohan and Samantha Ronson.
I don't know. Okay, you're starting to lose me.
Usher and Tamika Foster.
Sure, I know Usher.
Uh-huh. Reese Witherspoon and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
Kate Hudson and A-Rod.
Oh, we lost them?
Yeah.
Power couple.
But wait. John and Kate Gosselin.
Really? John and
Yeah.
Kate plus a -1? Is that the math on that?
Yep, checks out. And Jimmy Kimmel and Sarah Silverman.
Oh, really? Wow.
I felt like that list would never end.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to end, and it kept going. So.
All right, let's do this.
All right, it is 12 p.m. on a Monday in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mac and Dennis show up to Dee's apartment looking for a bowl, And after making fun of her for a bit, she hits them with a dose of reality.
Wow. That's powerful.
Could they be more annoying at the beginning of this?
Also, it's noon on a Friday. They were getting ready for movie night.
Well,
how long does it take?
Well, I was gonna say I was gonna talk about this because when they first they start here with the D, and they're just knocking on the door, saying D like a bunch of times. D.
Hey,
just yelling
that
hey.
random hey.
So annoying. And yeah, they come in and they're looking for a bowl for movie night, and Dennis says Tuesday night, movie night. But the title card does say Friday at 12 p.m. So it's a big lead up.
Well, that was the subtitles, right? When they say tonight, right?
I thought it was movie night, Tuesday night. Tuesday night,
movie night is what they said.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
But I think it's tonight. Tonight is movie night.
Oh, really?
I think it's a misprint from.
Well, I'm gonna say, on the Always Sunny wiki, it does list that under trivia as like a mistake or something.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that weird? But you're right though.
They said.
You're right though. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he meant to say tonight and he said
Tuesday night.
Tuesday.
Like,
I don't know. They've watched. Later on, we learned that they've watched Predator like 30 times in like the last 2 months, and they're just finding out now that they need a bowl for popcorn.
Yeah, what were they doing before this?
I don't know. They were just sans popcorn. They were just they were 86 in the popcorn. I don't know.
We're watching Predator again.
Yeah, they're watching Predator again, and that's Russ, do you remember we did a...
I was going to say this. I was going to bring it up. I was going to do it. Set the scene a little bit.
This is wild. So Ross and I, every time a Predator comes up or Predator is anything, this is truly all I think about. This is like my first thought.
Yeah.
And so
because I almost forgot about it at one point, and then it just creeped back into my head when I watched this episode.
Now, Ross, how did you know this person? Through improv?
Okay. No, I took this when I was doing stand-up. I met this guy, Max, who's just a general creative guy. He does photography, he does film, he just kind of dabbled in comedy for a little bit. He did some writing, and I did some sketches with him at one point, and then I had just reconnected with him, and we were talking about, I guess, what projects we could do, and a podcast came up. And he mentioned, my daughter wants to do a podcast. And so I was like, well, let me pull Eric in, see if we can all get together and do something. And we decided to do a review of the movie Predator.
Yeah, it was sort of like a test, I guess. But yeah, we were going to do that generic podcast thing where we watch a movie and then we talk about the movie. We didn't really even take notes or do anything like that.
No, not really. I mean, I think I took some, but I didn't go crazy.
Yeah, we didn't go too in depth. It was just like, let's just talk about this movie, and we picked Predator, the movie has 4,000 podcasts dedicated to it.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, we went over to this house. It was like in Cambridge or something.
Yeah.
It was probably like an $80,000 a month apartment or something. You know what I mean? Some crazy thing.
But it's Cambridge, so it's not like super high end. It looks like a regular house, like a regular apartment, house.
But
condo.
It's got to be. The area was like, no, this is crazy expensive over here. And yeah, we went up into this house and we met this woman for the first time. It was one of the craziest things. We sat there for whatever long. We recorded a podcast about Predator.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think any of them thought I was funny.
It was a weird environment. I mean, Max was there flipping all switches on the recording devices. It was almost distracting him being like...
I was going to say, now that we do our own podcast... and
it's so easy. All it is just plug and play.
He sat there and watched it the whole time. Truly.
Yeah, like it was going to change or... I don't know what he was looking for.
He was mixing in real time or yeah... I don't know.
It was hard to say what he was doing at all, but
Ross, would it surprise you for you to know that I have that recording of the podcast?
I was gonna say I could probably just get it from Max if I wanted it.
I have it. I still have it, and I could edit it, and we could we could release it. I mean, I don't know.
Let's do that like on the off season.
Yeah,
as like as a little treat.
Yeah, this like wild, weird podcast recorded about Predator. Yeah, let's do that. Sure, yeah. All right, that's enough digression. But truly, whenever Predator comes up, I think about that time we went to that weird house in Cambridge and recorded a Predator podcast with someone we never met.
Never met before.
I don't even remember her name. Do you remember her name?
I don't know. We'll probably figure it out.
I know that's unfortunate. That
we'll figure it out when we do the release.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I truly like met it for the first time, and then we have never seen again. Right?
Yeah, that's fair. It's true.
All right, let's get back to it. So they're coming in. They're watching Predator again. They're looking for a bowl. Mac is just tearing this place apart, looking for a bowl.
I mean, he's being obnoxious. He's like a bull in the China room. He's like a bull in a China cabinet or whatever.
What are you saying? That was like a Frank. That was like a
That's
Frank
all I can
saying.
get it out.
No, you gotta leave that in. That's like a Frank. It's like what Frank says. You like mix things together.
Maybe that's my thing.
That's your thing now. Yeah. So he's he's a bull in a china shop, which I think is what you were trying to say.
No, I stand by what I said.
Okay, good. And yeah, he's moving things all around, and he finds a bowl. But D brings up a pretty good point here: is why did it need two of them to be here to get a bowl?
Well, it's more fun if they both come.
That's right. It's more fun if they both come. And Mac was gonna hold the bowl while Dennis makes side comments. So that's sort of they planned this out. They thought of this.
Yep. Well, Mac is the man of action, so he's going to go in there and rifle through the cabinets and get that bowl.
Right, and Dennis is good with words, so he's going to make side comments.
Dude.
Words. So that's right. So he was going to make side comments, and she looks like a bird.
It's a little old.
You know what's interesting is this is one of the first examples of her actually directly being called a bird, saying she looks like a bird.
Deliberately called.
This is like the first time. Mm-hmm. And Mac is not into it, kind of. He's like, oh, that's old. Like it's already old, but it's kind of the first time we're hearing it. And that's a good way of like, now it always feels like they have called her that.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like a way of like, it's sort of like they've alluded to it. Mm-hmm. They've danced around it, but this is like directly being like, oh, you look like a bird.
They do that a few different ways in this episode with that like same technique of like referring to something and then someone coming in and validating it.
Right. Yes. Something that's been going on
like an apple seed thing or an apple skin thing. It's like,
you're right. And so that's right. So they do the bird thing to her. And you know what? I have in my notes here because I wrote it so late, but we have to talk about Max. Let's just do it right now while I mind my notes. Mac's shirt. He comes in here. Mac's wearing a Boys Club Boston.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Boys Club from Boston.
Now,
have you ever been?
I have not, but I did some Googling on the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. And it's nothing really too much to report. It's a Boys and Girls
and now
Club.
You're on FBI's most wanted list.
It's kind of like the YMCA, I guess. It's like something similar to that. But it was called the Boys Club up until the 90s, and it was changed to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, what is a Boys and Girls Club, by the way?
It's basically like a like a YMCA or something. Like someone to go to they go and they do stuff.
But is it for like children?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It's for like after school and stuff.
All right. Okay. All right. Case closed.
Yeah. So yeah. So but that's a nice little connection to us. The only connection we're ever gonna get, and it's tedious. It's tenuous at best.
Yeah, tenuous at best.
And but yeah, boys and Ross. So this is wild. Okay, now this is also another. We're gonna go on another little tangent. We'll get back to the scene in 1 second. So I Googled Boys and Girls Club, Boys Club. I was just Googling this, like, to figure this out. And I found this website called filmgarb.com. FILMGARB. Filmgarb.
Okay.
Right? And on this website, they have, like documented all, like, shirts that have been worn on TV shows, movies, all kinds of stuff, and they have like links on where you can buy them, and they have like every single shirt from Always Sunny, like Max Liberty Bell shirt. They have Charlie's Bayside Tiger shirt, like Max
That's
Bigfoot
incredible.
shirt. Yeah, I'm flipping through it right now. Max Marksman shirt. Do you remember Mac wears a shirt that says Marksman and has 2 guns on it? Do you know what I'm talking about? It looks like a patch or something, but well, check this out. This is not only does it have a link to where you can buy this, but also has like a little write up on it. So it says Max Marksman shirt. We've seen Mac wear this Marksman shirt in a few episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Most recently, he wore it in episode 8 of season 9. If you're wondering what the shirt represents, it's a soccer club from the early 20th century that was named the Fall River Marksmen. Isn't that interesting? Like, and they have like little, like they have things on all these shirts and stuff, and they have so it says Max Boys Club Boston shirt. Rob McElhenney wore this T-shirt in season 5, episode 9 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It was the episode where Mac and Dennis break up. You know, the one where Dennis won't stop talking about the video store clerk guy. So it even as a joke.
Wow.
Like, isn't that interesting? Yeah, so a little shout out to Film Garb. Ross, I'm telling you, they have so many movies like Big Lebowski, like they have truly like Workaholics, Parks and Recreation.
We should get them to sponsor us. I mean, you're basically doing an ad right now.
I'm telling you, it's wild. I'm so happy I stumbled upon this because they also have like I sent you earlier. They have a link to the Birds of War costume. It's not available anymore, right. But they have like links to stuff like that too. Like it's very, very interesting that someone or people somewhere are keeping track of this. This is very interesting. So that is a total digression, but it did spur off Mac's Boston shirt.
Yeah, that is awesome. So
as they're leaving here, they're walking out, and Dee lays it down. She really lays this down, and she lets them know that like she's asking if they think it's like weird for them, for 2 codependent losers, which is pretty harsh.
A little tough.
And she calls them like, she basically says like, you're an old married couple.
Mm-hmm.
They do a good job at making it feel like this is the way it's always been, even though it hasn't necessarily felt like Mac wants him to check in all the time.
Yeah, that's true. It's like this is just like for this episode,
right? But they do such a great job of making it feel like they are, and they are.
This
roommates.
has been forever.
Yeah.
Like,
but they are roommates, and they do team up probably the most.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of like, it's cool how they do this. And Dee lays it down. They're 2 30-something. Well, she says 30-year-olds, but I think she just means like 30-somethings. They can't be 30, sure. Right?
I have no idea how old they are.
I love this where she just goes, you guys can't spend, any moments like without each other. And they're like, no, it's not every moment. We're not every moment with each other. And
when was the last time you went with more than 1 hour without each other?
All the time. I love how they're just like all the time. We do that
without
all the
checking in.
Well, he likes when I check in. It's not. I don't. Dennis goes.
That's so
Dennis
funny
goes,
and crazy at the same. Yeah, it's not like I check in with him, or he likes that I check in with him.
He likes that I check in with him.
Like Mac is so like odd and possessive in this episode. Like
he's scary.
I don't know. Controlling. I can't handle it. He stresses me out.
Yeah, he stresses me out too, for sure. Later on, we'll get there on the couch, but yeah, that stresses me out for sure.
Oh, before we leave this little scene here, I do want to mention that they call Dee a spinster because of the cat.
Oh, that's right. And I looked up spinster as well. Is that what you're going to say?
So a spinster is a woman between the ages of 23 and 26. Well, this is another term I didn't even know. A thornback. Did you know what a thornback is?
No, go ahead.
Where am I getting all my information? Is that where you're...
Yeah, where do you keep...
I think it's some like incel website or something.
Because my spinster definition is a little different. Mine isn't so specific with the ages.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah.
What do you got?
Well,
what's your def?
Mine is from the Merriam-Webster website, so I'm going to say this is correct.
Okay.
And it is the first definition is a woman whose occupation it is to spin.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know, man. And number 2, the archaic way of using it is an unmarried woman of gentle family or an unmarried woman, and especially one past the common age for marrying. So it's sort of just general. It doesn't. I don't know how the one you saw is like so specific.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been like an Urban Dictionary or something. I don't even know.
It sounds that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds that way. But yeah, it's just like
I've actually heard the word spinster before, and then Thornback was like, "What the? Where are we? What is happening?"
I think it's more. I think it's kind of it's a derogatory term. I mean, it's you don't want to call someone a spinster, but and I think on the Simpsons the Marge's sisters live in spinster apartments. I think is the name of their apartments. Or something.
Okay.
So obvious as that, but yeah, so yeah, he calls her a spinster. But yeah, I also looked. It's funny we both looked up the definition because we were like, that's a good word you just don't hear often anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get out of the scene, I just want to make sure we mentioned, like, Max says that sounds downright dangerous just to leave the house alone.
Oh right, yeah. He takes it to the real extreme. Yeah. Oh, it's right because we skipped over the part where they're talking about how like you got to bring someone along with you to get you out of a jam, and how Dee would never know that
because she's got no friends.
Exactly. And yeah, and also we kind of skipped over a little bit that Dee got a cat.
Yeah, that's a huge life move.
We're so excited to get like into this episode.
We're rushing. We got sidetracked by those stupid stories. And then
yeah. So it's like Dee got a cat, to talk to. She doesn't have a roommate or anything like that.
Yeah, just a little companion.
Yeah, and so you're right that they have this like thing about gyms, getting stuck out of getting your friends out of gyms. This is what like sidekicks do with each other. It's kind of like this like thing they invented.
Yeah, and we see this in other ways, just like different pairs off not working.
Totally. And when at the end of the scene when she says this to them about the old married couple and the codependency, and it starts to sink in on them. Mm-hmm. It's interesting for the rest of this episode how each of them reacts to this news. Whereas Dennis's reaction to this is to pull away, and Max is to tighten his grip.
That's great. I didn't really see that as much as, like, because I don't know how much of that weird activity between them, like, was before,
Right. Like, was Mac that crazy before?
Like, because we've never really seen them do that. Like, again, invented for this episode.
Yes, exactly.
Serves a great purpose, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so then after by the way, this was over 2 minutes long, this opening.
It felt long.
Yeah, it felt long. I guess just like ours, apparently.
Okay, we gotta pick up the pace.
So then at Mac and Dennis's apartment, Mac and Dennis get into a bit of an argument about the movie night and decide to take a break.
I love this right away. Max sitting by a window.
What a great shot, too, of like the outside of the apartment looking in. What a great shot. Yeah, great shot.
I loved it. And, Dennis walks in. He gives a little heyo.
He does a subdued heyo.
Yeah, what is that?
Because he's not happy. Because he's in a
he's not totally
he feels like he's in
enthused.
he's in a bad headspace right now because Dee's in his head and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's sort of like he's not happy with their relationship. So the heyo is subdued. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, like this is better acting than I have seen in any movie. You know what I mean?
I know. That's what I said. Like this scene particularly feels like a play.
Yes.
It hits hits so many different games. We get to see one side of a game, a second side of a game. Like it's in every beat. I don't know. It's just really tight writing.
He wants to know where Dennis has been because he's been sort of calling over and over. He says that. I've been calling over and over.
Calling over and over. What do you mean? I was just getting the movie.
Yeah, he was at the movie. He was getting the movie. Now, they're renting movies in like 2009. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, really?
I would say that in 2009, I had a Blockbuster like membership.
Really?
And I was taking summer school, right? To catch up on some credits to like close out college in a timely manner. And I was just in my college town, and there's no, like, all my friends were gone. So I got a Blockbuster account and just rented a movie every day. and that's all I did the entire summer.
All right, then I guess them go. Because I thought it was a little strange to go to the video store to get Predator. You know what I mean?
Well,
why don't they just buy it?
I know. I was going to say the same thing. You were renting that so many times, you paid for it 10 times over.
Yeah, so that
must be a business expense.
That is interesting. So, and he was taking so long because he was having a conversation with the video store clerk guy. But Mac texted him 911. Doesn't he know what that means?
Yeah, I saw that. What was the emergency, Mac?
No, the emergency was that he couldn't get in touch with him, which is so funny of a writing. Like, the emergency is that I can't. I'm trying to get in touch with you about the fact that I can't get in touch with you.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, it's very good. It's very good. And he pulls out of the bag here that he got. We should say too. Awesome and really subtle, and again, it complements your, like, it's like a play theory where Matt keeps sitting closer and closer.
Right.
Like, he's inching his way on the couch closer and closer to Dennis as Dennis is backing more and more away.
Sure.
But it looks subconscious. You know what I mean? It looks like he's not, like, kind of doing it on purpose. It's just kind of like his energy.
Yeah.
And he pulls out, and he got Transporter 2. All right, Ross, I got to ask, have you seen Transporter 2?
No, I haven't.
I think I have back in the day. I'm more familiar with Transporter 1, but I'm pretty sure. Really?
I was a jerk-off video store clerk, and I've never... I was the worst.
That's right, you were. That's right.
Yeah, I used to work at a video store in our town. It wasn't even like a Blockbuster or West Coast Video.
Yeah, it was just like
if
a
you
bootleg.
can remember those. But it was like just a local chain.
Yeah.
Called Video Craze. And people ask all the time, like, "Oh, any good?" Like, I never watched any movies.
Yeah.
I was a bad employee.
I think we may have mentioned it on a prior episode, but only a few years ago did you do a deep dive on, like, very popular movies that everybody has seen.
That's true. Yeah, I made a list of, like, I kept asking people, like, what movies should I see, or what movies should I see. I watched all the Lord of the Rings, all the Star Wars, all the Harry Potters. Hated them.
I'm not saying you're a man who was frozen and defrosted in the, but it does seem
the Encino
like
Man.
It seems like you may have been frozen in the past and defrosted recently.
I'm the Encino Man. Yeah.
So he's inching closer and closer to him, and he when he pulls out Transporter 2, Dennis explains, they've seen Predator so many times, and the video store clerk guy has recommended it.
You keep talking about this video store clerk guy.
No, Ross, the way he goes, video store clerk guy. Like, he goes, it's like sinking in, like he's like repeating it back to Dennis, like, video store clerk. That's interesting. Like, you're mentioning him again. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's so good. And it's kind of like scary in a way. It's like, relax, dude.
It's like this hint of, like, him keeping tally of everything that Dennis has been up to. Like, oh, that too, huh? Like, what's wrong with that?
And he didn't see Transporter 1. They haven't seen Transporter 1. They're going to be confused.
I would say the same thing.
And I don't remember, but you probably would be all right, I think.
Okay.
I think you'd be fine. I don't really remember, but yeah. And plus, dude, Jason Statham's physique is nothing like the lineup of the guys in Predator. Come on.
Oh, okay, stop. I don't have conversations with you anymore about dudes' physiques or whether or not they can pack on mass or...
Dude, the body mass alone.
That's what I was trying to avoid. Conversations about body mass, okay? We've had this conversation 5 times a day for the last month because you keep watching Predator.
This is one of the most memorable...
I know. This, like, little blow-up.
This little blow-up body mass, yeah. And it also, like, establishes a pretty Mac thing about him liking beefcakes.
Yeah, totally. And, like... I love this because, like, they're starting to realize in which ways they get on each other's nerves, especially for Dennis. He has experienced this, like he said, like 30 times in the last 2 months. He just can't take it anymore. Like, the repetitive behavior of people is truly what ruins relationships.
I mean, I guess sure.
For some people.
For some people, yeah. I mean, I don't know how many conversations I can have about the physiques of people like Weathers and Jesse the Body Ventura and I don't you
Arnold.
love you can't say Jesse Ventura without saying the
I know.
body.
It's part of his name.
It's part of his name.
It's on his business card.
And yeah, and for reference, they're talking about Carl Weathers and Jesse the Body Ventura from Predator.
Of course.
And in that movie, you know, famously, they're all jacked and huge out of their minds.
Yeah, you have like this elite team of like 80s beefcakes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're all like, yeah, so, I mean.
It's important to pack on mass. You're talking about carbo loading.
I mean, this packing on mass is something that Max comes back to Mac. Is a thing Mac thinks
he's
about.
He's obsessed with it. His body image.
Very, very interesting. It's all kind of being put out here. It's like they're like dipping their toe in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like they're testing the waters a little bit. It's
they're
interesting.
planting more seeds for down the road.
Yeah.
So Dennis just wants to watch the movie. You know, he's happy to do it by himself.
Yeah, he's happy to do it by himself, and this is where he's kind of like Mac is kind of like, whoa, like something's wrong here. Like what's going on? And Dennis spills the beans. Mm-hmm. He got into his head, and they feel like they're kind of in a little bit of a rut. And
what do you say?
He thinks that Dennis feels he's not flourishing.
Far be it from me to keep the flower of you from flourishing.
Yeah,
what a good line.
Yeah. This is where it's like a play.
Yeah,
because it like breaks down
up,
dramatic.
He does the hand on the shoulder.
Yeah,
even the physicality on the couch is like
because with a play you're working with like a limited set, so you got to work with like everything that's around you, and they do it. They go from the couch to the chair.
Angles of like we even see that like into Mac's room, and we can see that he has bedding now. Like it's not just a sheet.
I got something for the end of the scene. I got an apartment check-in list of all the things I spotted in the apartment. So we're gonna get there. But yeah, so and it's you're right. They go from the couch, and then there's a subtle little thing where Dennis gets up from the couch and sits on like the love seat, the chair that's there, and Mac moves like all the way over and is like sitting on the edge of it. He's like right next to him still, like it's like and then he gets up. They're playing with the space, and
they're doing this physicality game.
And he's not flourishing. So Mac gets up, and Mac's like, all right, I'll pack my stuff. I'll go stay at Charlie's.
Wait, don't do that. I feel like I'm the one that got us into this mess.
Can you explain why Dennis does this?
No idea. Just for the drama of this scene. It makes no sense.
Yeah, because he says...
For any reason.
He says...
Because he's not going to change his mind.
Yeah, but it's like he goes, oh, Dennis stops him. Wait. I'm the one that got us into this mess. And then as soon as Mac brings up, oh, so you'll stay at Charlie's? He realizes.
That sinks in. He's like, well, no, I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, he's like, no, you should still go,
because you already said that you would.
And Dennis has more stuff, so take him long to pack. So yeah, and then we get a doorbell here, and it's a police officer. Ross, you got anything on this guy?
Policeman is played by Ara Anton. He was born in 1970 from Evanston, Illinois. He was in private practice, How I Met Your Mother, and Something's Gonna Give.
He shows up at the door here, and apparently... Oh, we should say earlier, I think we kind of did skip over it, where Mac does mention he almost calls the police when Dennis... There's a little C at the beginning, so he almost called the police. And then we do have a police showing up that wants to file a missing persons report.
That walk on to it, like if this was an improv scene and someone walked on as the policeman, that would be no more improv for the rest of the night from anybody.
Yeah, that would be a great, that would be such a great, heighten. So, okay, let's do an apartment check-in before we get out of here, because we do get some great shots of the apartment here. And right away I noticed that on the little shelving thing that Mac is sitting on looking out the window, there's one single Hulk hand. Remember those Hulk hands? Yeah. You put on your hand and punch everyone with?
My little cousin had one.
Yeah, there's one single one that's just sitting on that that stand there. There's a telescope. They have a telescope in their apartment.
They have a lot of weird shit.
They do.
Stuff that's out of their a bike. Could you imagine them biking? Maybe Dennis for vain reasons. I don't know.
I was gonna say that's right. They have a bike. The bike is odd. They also have an electric guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Remember they were kind of rocking out. I could.
Yeah, chemical toilet was a thing for a while.
I gotta say, like, it looks cool to have a guitar there. So I can see why they would have a guitar. You know what I mean? It just kind of looks cool.
To me, that's like such a guy, like, that's like a 25-year-old dude.
Yeah, he's like trying like really hard.
Yeah. Like, I need this girl to see I have a guitar.
I mean, that's probably why it's there in their apartment, right?
Totally.
And they have a bowling pin, just like a single bowling pin that's on a shelf.
I've seen the bowling pin before.
I have too, yeah, but I wanted to point it out. Yeah, a bowling pin.
I saw a dice in like this. It was like this gas pump thing. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, like
What the
there's like
hell
this
is
like
that?
vintage gas pump thing, and the dice thing. I couldn't really figure out what it was. It looked like it had a handle on the top of it.
Oh, really?
I couldn't really understand what it was. Yeah, and they have a little like Nerf basketball hoop that's like up against the door.
Oh yes, I did see that. Good call. And I saw this like modern art painting, like behind the couch. I think.
Yeah, they have pretty weird stuff on the walls. But yeah, I just thought that'd be interesting. The little apartment check. I have a Charlie apartment check-in coming up too. So.
Oh yeah. There were some interesting things in there.
Yeah. So then we cut to Dennis showing up at Dee's apartment to watch the movie with Dee, and we find out Dee's cat has gotten into the wall. And Dennis comes in with the craziest, like, fake enthusiasm and laughter.
He does this a lot. When he has to convince someone of, like, something he knows sucks, or just, like, it's manufactured fun of some sort. He does this forced laugh. Ha ha ha! Like that's gonna boost the morale of the room, and everyone's gonna jump on. Like, what are you doing? You're weird.
He's like, hey, heyo! He's like, ah! He's like, he's like coming with the ball.
Dee's like, what's the matter with you? What are you doing?
And he does this interesting thing where he talks about how Dee was right, and that he wasn't flourishing. And he says this thing about how he wasn't spending enough time with himself and all this stuff about being alone.
Being an independent individual.
And then he asks her to watch a movie with him.
Yeah, he gloms onto her. Like
So his kind of reaction was not only to pull away, but then to like glob onto someone else. To latch onto someone else. Yeah, that's kind of like what Dennis's was thing. And I thought that was so interesting. Yeah, he wants to watch a movie with her. He wants to watch a movie with.
There's this weird obsession with him wanting to watch the movie.
Yeah, with someone.
Is that like the physical moving on from someone else for him, like watching a movie? Because he tries to force it on Dee, and then tries to force it on Charlie in the most like annoying way.
Yeah, you know what?
He's like, I need to watch this movie with you.
You know, I didn't think of that. Where like if they watched the movie together, he's over Mac. Because he watched it with somebody else. Yeah, I never thought of that. I didn't think of that. But yeah, you're right. He wants to watch the movie. Like he's struggling so hard. Like, and truly, like, why don't you just watch it by yourself? Like,
yeah,
I watch movies alone all the time. Like, it's
the only way I watch movies.
Yeah, I mean, so and apparently Dee's cat though, there's a problem with it. There's a problem with Dee's cat. But
cats. I like cats. Let's get them in the mix.
Let's get them in the mix.
That's such a sunny thing to say.
Yeah, let's get him in the mix. But no, he's in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And Dennis doesn't care about this, really, I think.
Yeah.
It's safe to say.
He's like, well, that's a bummer.
That's a bummer, and eventually he'll get out. Or he won't.
Or he won't.
Or he won't. The way he says, or he won't.
Or he won't.
And he breaks down this whole scenario of the cat dying, and then he's gonna help her out of that jam about the cat dying in the wall.
Yeah, you're gonna want to get some scented candles, maybe get a big fan in here, and then it'll decompose, and everything will be fine. Boom.
This is like
that's what it's like to have a sidekick.
Like something that is so far down the road.
I know.
He's like, boom, it's done.
It's one of these two things. It's gonna get out by itself, or it won't.
And he brings up again too, like this is what it's like to have someone get you out of a jam. You know what I mean? Like get you out of a jam.
We get that duo necessity coming back.
They love that term jam. You want me to jam you up? I'll jam you up all night.
I'll jam you up all night. All night. Is that the line? I'll jam you up all night.
And you could tell here where Dee kind of like ignores him. Like Dennis looks so stressed out. Like he looks bad. Like he's like kind of he can't handle it. No one's watching the movie with him.
Yeah, totally.
So that now we're like 7-something minutes into the episode, and we are finally getting to Frank and Charlie. Is that crazy?
Wait. Before we get there, hold on.
Yeah?
I want to watch this movie with you. Can we do that? The way he delivers that line is like incredible. That's like my favorite delivery of this episode.
His acting is unreal. Yes, like that. Even that little sentence of like you can like feel the frustration and like in him.
Yeah,
like he's not even talking loud enough even for her to hear him. Kind of.
You
he's
know,
just
like
saying
to himself,
it.
really.
Yeah, he's like just saying it to the world. Like he needs to get it out.
Just movie with you. Can we do that?
So then, absurdly long time into the episode, at Frank and Charlie's apartment, Mac cleans up. And Frank cuts himself with a toe knife. And yeah, so it starts here with Mac cleaning up this apartment. And the apartment is more trash than usual, I'd say. Right?
Yeah, this is like nutso. And Mac wonders, why don't they put the trash in the trash can? And for Charlie, that's an extra step, Why don't he just put the trash into the trash can when he's ready to put it outside?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he puts it, so there's trash on the floor. Then when it's, I guess, trash day, then he picks it up and puts it in a thing? Is that what he's saying?
I mean, essentially, I think so, yeah.
That's one way to do it, I guess.
Sure. But he's eating out of this, like, huge bag of Cheetos.
Yeah, that is good.
How obnoxious is that bag of Cheetos?
Are they sponsored?
I don't know. It was a weird plug.
I mean, it's featured.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
I would say that Cheetos bag is in the credits. Like, that's how much that Cheeto bag is in this episode.
Sixth member of the team.
And Frank is here, and he's cutting. He's like, get the steak knife. I love how specific it is that it's a steak knife. There's something about being a steak knife that is funny. And he has a steak knife, and he's kind of like digging at his toe with it.
Mm-hmm.
And Mac's like, what are you doing? And botched toe. Botched it.
That's a botched job.
The term botched toe is so funny. Just botched. It's just so
botched
funny.
Job.
A botched job.
And he's going to need some trash to plug up that cut.
Yes, some trash to plug up that cut.
They immediately go to
trash.
Why is that option one?
Like almost like they've done it before too.
Yeah, this is a repeat process. You know the drill. Yeah. Get the trash.
But Mac's like, no, don't use trash. Won't use your sock.
You don't want to waste a perfectly good sock?
Yeah, Charlie's fighting back this whole time. But
and he's so frustrated with Mac already. Being bossed around about the trash, and he's already out the door.
And so he goes, Frank does use the sock though, and he likes it. It's good.
Yeah.
And he says a weird thing here. He says it feels like a cut glove.
What a good line.
Now,
that's an awesome line.
What does he mean?
It's like a cut glove. I don't know what he means.
Does he mean like it's
collecting all the blood?
Yeah, it's like a glove that would go over a cut, like a glove that's in your hand, but it's a glove made for going over cuts.
I think so.
But he knows like Frank lived in the world at some point. Like he had a mansion,
he was, kind of high society.
Yeah, he doesn't kind of understand how to sop up blood. It's like
but weird. I think this is what he wants, though. I think this is what he wants.
I do.
He's fine with it.
Yeah, you're right. It's just weird to
It's a new way of life for him. He can't go back. He's dug in.
That's true. Yeah, he wants to be. He wants to be depraved and ugly and.
Not ugly.
Yeah, he's acting like a cut glove, and Mac is changing stuff. He's changing a lot of things that's going on here, and it's there's a little breakdown here where Frank likes it and Charlie doesn't. So there's a semi rift between them two within this episode. That's a rift between Mac and Dennis. There's also a little thing between Frank and Charlie.
Sure.
And and Charlie, obviously Charlie's not into this. He likes the trash because Frank's saying I like that he's cleaning up the trash, and Charlie even says I like the trash.
Yeah, because Frank's got a good idea for Mac, and you know what? It's just not serving Charlie.
Now I put Dennis's phone call. I split that into the next scene.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do a quick apartment check-in here before the phone call. And there's only a couple things I really noticed, other things we already know about. like the boxing gloves and stuff like that we've seen.
Yeah.
But there's like
I have to see. There's a lot of trash.
There's a lot of
Get
trash.
to see a cleaner shot later.
But later, it's emptied out. There's nothing there really. It's interesting.
Interesting things.
Well, there's a folding chair. There's some sort of like beach folding chair that's up against the couch here.
That's his good chair.
He also has an electric guitar.
Yeah.
And there's this like little skull thing that's like on his like nightstand or whatever by his table.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what the skull's made out of or exactly what it is. It looks fake. It looks like some sort of fake skull.
Oh, it's not a real human skull.
I don't think it's a real human skull. I could be wrong. But I don't know. I mean, maybe when he was a cannibal, maybe it's like the rest. We didn't see the rest of that episode. Who knows what happened?
Now, did you notice there's like this like Picasso-like painting on the wall? Is that always there?
Well, the Hitler dog painting is not there.
That's true.
And they have this like shelving up and a painting next to it. Is that the one you're talking about? It's like right next to.
I think it's next to like the closet.
Okay. I don't think I noticed. I didn't really notice it.
Yeah, I thought it was weird because it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think they'd be that into art that they'd collect something like that? But.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting that even like the wall behind Charlie's couch is always changing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know. Maybe Charlie just likes to change it up all the time.
Yeah.
He's got those two other doors. Like one is a closet. Max says it's a closet later on, but there's another door.
Yeah, which I guess we never go in.
So
it would be surprising to me that like that other room is like the
bedroom
or something.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's similar to like
like what is in there that like
remember Futurama? Remember Futurama when Fry lives a bender and his closet is a huge apartment. So yeah, and then the as Frank is praising Mac's cleanliness, Dennis calls and invites Charlie over to Dee's to watch a movie.
I don't want to. Is that Dennis?
I don't know who it is. I haven't answered the phone.
Are you going to answer it, though?
Unbelievable,
Okay.
dude. I'm just going to get it. Hello?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, Mac is being annoying as shit.
That him?
Oh, Mac's being annoying?
That's a big surprise. You bossing you around a whole bunch?
Totally bossing me around.
Yeah, typical. It's what he does. It's what he does. Did he mention me?
No.
No? Really? He didn't say anything at all about me? Or
What is this, dude? Did you call me just to talk about Mac, okay? Because I don't want to talk about Mac with you.
Is he talking about me?
No.
Tell him I'm not talking about him. Tell him I'm not talking about him at all.
I'm not telling him shit, dude. I'm going to hang up the phone on you.
No, Charlie, don't hang up
The phone? No, I didn't call to talk about Mac. I swear to God, dude. Please, come on. I could care less about that guy. You kidding me? Called to talk to you. Want to see if you want to come over to Dee's apartment. We're doing a movie night.
Charlie, hang up the phone.
Oh, my God, dude. I'll be right over.
Hang up the phone.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Hey, D. Charlie's coming over.
I don't care.
Yeah, shit. I don't care either.
I love at the beginning of this, like as soon as the phone rings, is that Dennis? That would drive me.
What he does.
Well, like Matt goes, "Is that Dennis?"
Yeah.
But before, I don't know, dude. I didn't answer the phone.
I would be pissed about that.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, it's such like what's wrong with you? Is that Dennis?
Sounds so desperate. Like, geez, man. I don't know.
Yeah, and he picks up the phone. And it is Dennis, and Charlie's happy he called because Mac's being really annoying.
It's what he does. Is he bossing you around, dude?
In the bossy thing, that's more. They mentioned that in the past. How
yeah,
bossy,
that's a callback. The bossiness.
The bossiness. Yeah, and I love where he's like, Dennis starts asking like, did he mention me? Has he talked about me? And so like Dennis is a little desperate too.
Right. They're still longing for each other in this weird way. They're keeping tabs, which is like too much.
And when he's like, oh what, you call to talk about Mac? I love Mac's. You talking about me? That is so funny. You talking about me? Is he talking about me?
No. Don't tell him I'm not talking about him.
Yeah, I ain't telling him shit. Matt, Charlie's over. I ain't telling him shit.
No, don't hang up the phone. I don't care. I don't want to talk about that guy. I came to call you.
And he goes, come on. He goes, I don't want to talk about that. Come on. I love the way he says, come on. The acting is so good. The come on is so good. Yeah, it's right. He's here to talk to Charlie, and he wants to know if Charlie wants to come over and watch Predator with him.
Oh my God, dude! I'll be right over.
And Mac is being bossy by going, hang up the phone.
I know.
Hang up
What
the
is
phone.
that? Hang up your phone. Like, what? Why in that moment does he want him to hang up the phone?
I think because it's Dennis.
Well, does he know? He doesn't really know it for sure it's Dennis.
That's true, but yeah. But
I mean,
who else do they
obviously
know?
by context it's implied, but
And yeah, but who else is calling Charlie?
but still, what have you heard from them two talking that you want them to hang up the phone? That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So then at Dee's place, Dennis asks Dee to peel an apple for him because he is not allowed to eat the skin.
I'm so excited to watch this movie without Mac. He is so annoying. He's always constantly critiquing the fight scenes and talking about how he could choreograph the fight scenes so much better than they could, which is ridiculous. Like, he doesn't know shit.
Oh, Dennis, I pinpointed him.
Dee, will you forget the goddamn cat for a second and listen to all the interesting things I have to say? You're being the worst sidekick right now.
No, you're being the worst sidekick. I thought sidekicks were supposed to help each other out of jams.
Well, I did help you out of the jam. I told you what to do with your dead, stinking cat.
No. Come on. Oh, I lost him, Dennis. Thanks a lot.
Oh, do me a favor. Peel this apple for me, please.
No, I'm not going to peel an apple for you.
But Mac always does it for me.
Why does Mac peel your apples for you?
He doesn't like for me to eat the apples with the skin on it. He says the skin's loaded with toxins.
Okay, well, good news. Mac's not here.
Well, I know he's not here, and that's why I need you to do it for me, please.
Oh, Jesus. Just eat it with the skin
I
on
do
it.
not like it with the skin, Dee. I'm not allowed to eat it with the skin. I'm not allowed.
Oh, my God. All right. If you just shut up, I will peel the apple for you the way that Mac likes you to eat it. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'll do it the way that Mac insists. Okay?
Yeah.
Russ, this is one of the funniest.
Wow, we're getting back-to-back clips.
Yeah, the two clips are
We're
right next to
making
each other.
show history.
I know. It was hard to decide. I knew this was going to be the clip for sure, and I was like trying to figure out what the other one would be. But I listened to it on in my car on my way home, and that just like pieced together. It sounded like good on audio. So, but yeah. So this is like one of the funniest moments in Always Sunny. Right?
Yeah, totally. This is referenced all
This
the time.
is like something we have talked about prior to the podcast.
Oh, yeah, like years ago. Like, this line is just devastating. It's awesome.
Unbelievable. Okay, so let's start at the beginning of the scene. So,
Yes.
now, Dennis is so happy to be watching the movie without Mac, because Mac is always talking about how he could do the choreography better, the fight scenes. He can do the fight scenes better, choreography. And when I was watching this with fiance Katie, and she started laughing, and she's like, "That's you, that's you." And you know what the difference is?
Mac.
You know what the difference is, though? I actually can do the fight scenes better.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I mean, come on. I mean,
But I love this, like, Dennis, like, ranting about Mac.
Yeah.
Saying he's not obsessed with him, like,
right. People won't stop talking about him.
Yeah.
And Dee's like not really paying attention to any of this. And why won't she listen to any interesting things he has to say?
That's so funny. That's such a funny thing.
Truly nothing he's saying is interesting.
You are being the worst sidekick right now.
And she fires back like, "Are you kidding me? You're being the worst sidekick." And she's like, "I thought you were supposed to help me out of a jam." And he says a line here that made me laugh every single time. I mean, every single time. Was, "What are you talking about? I already helped you out with your dead stinking cat." Your dead stinking
He's
cat.
already pronounced him dead.
Yeah, like...
He already forgot about the current situation.
The cat is not even close to dead or any of this. Like,
yeah.
I love that he does that. It's so funny. And she loses him in the wall. She lost his place. And this is where he picks up an apple and he tosses it over to her and he asks her if she could peel an apple for him. And this
she tosses it right back.
Yeah,
like,
she does toss it right back.
I'm not going to peel an apple for you.
And the switch is incredible. Like, as soon as he catches it, he becomes like a little kid.
Yeah.
He's like, but he's confused.
Like,
he's confused. Like, what do you mean? Like, and this whole thing about, she's like, just, eat it or whatever. And like, Mac doesn't want him to eat him because apparently Mac has been telling people that there's toxins. That the skin of an apple is riddled with toxins.
Yes.
Where's Mac getting this from?
Well, I mean, there are pesticides.
Of course, you wash.
But you can
apple,
wash
though.
your apple. Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you don't, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I'm not gonna lie.
I haven't
there's
watched
tons of benefit from eating the skin. Like it's so much better for you.
Yeah, and I haven't washed fruit in probably 20 years.
Ever.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so she's like, just go ahead, just eat it with the skin. But he doesn't like it with the skin, and he's not allowed. You do it better than me.
I do not like it with the skin. I do not like it with the skin, D. I'm not allowed.
Like the idea that Mac, like that is such like a little kid thing. Like Mac doesn't allow him to do it, and he won't even do it when Mac's not there.
I know, he's like so scared of the repercussions. It's like, I'm not allowed. It's like, relax, dude. Like, he's not around.
Too, even D's like, oh my god. She's like, what? Like wow, you freak.
I know, but this is so like manipulating of Dennis because like as soon as like she's like, fine, I'll do it. Like
he's calm down.
Yeah, he turns into this smug dickhead, and he's like, yeah. He's got his legs crossed on the couch. He's like, yeah, all right. He's so satisfied with himself.
This acting of just like the I'm not allowed. Like Mac doesn't allow him to. And this whole idea about like skinning apples and eating like it's just so funny. It's just so
yeah.
funny. I even love Dee's little like, give it to me. It seems improvised. She's like, I'll skin your apple the way Mac likes it,
The way Mac likes you to eat it.
Yeah, the way Mac likes you to eat it. Yeah. So then Charlie comes in, and instead of watching the movie with Dennis, he's more interested in the cat in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a little Heyooo. Charlie in the house.
in the house.
Heyooo.
Charlie.
And they do this little
like, dance.
Yeah, they
It's
do
like-
this little dance.
It's like this like moving side to side shuffle thing.
And we should say Charlie comes in eating a bag of Cheetos still.
Yeah, the hand is still in the bag.
Yeah. And it's like that like movie TV show bag where it's like perfectly like straight, nothing's wrinkled.
yeah.
You can see the label.
Mm-hmm.
And he offers him a peeled apple.
2 skinless apples,
Two
D.
skinless apples.
I like how he's just calling the shots around here.
Yeah. You want a skinless apple? He's like, yep.
This is just such a funny thing to offer somebody.
I
too.
know. And like, I'd be like, it's funny, dude, because like later we're gonna see like Charlie like also believes like skin or all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, it's like if I came over and someone was like, you want a skinless apple? I'd be like, no, like it's wet. Like it's wet.
Don't.
Like what are you gonna touch it with your hands? Like I don't know.
2 skinless apples, D.
And
it's movie night.
yeah, it's movie night, and when Dee throws the apple to Dennis, I love Dee does it. She throws him. She does that fast.
Yeah, I mean,
She peels an apple fast. Charlie doesn't get one.
where's my apple?
Yeah, he can peel his own apple though, skin his own apple, but apparently Dee's kind of in a mood because her cat got stuck on the wall.
And Dennis does his eye roll.
Yeah, like come on.
Like he throws his eyes.
And Charlie like, now you're talking my language. Yeah, now
I think this game. All right, catch me up to speed. What we got here?
And he like drops the chips on the table and like kind of like becomes animated. He joins the episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He finally shows up.
Yeah.
And he starts putting his hands on the wall, and you know what? Dee doesn't care for the Cheeto fingers.
He points out like now Charlie starts talking in this way that I love, where Charlie's talking in a way that like he knows what he's talking about.
He's been there before.
Yeah, but he puts on this like inflection in his voice, and now what you want to do? Like he kind of has this like inflection in his voice.
Yeah.
And he's rattling off the things he knows about cats, because Dee can't find a point of entry. But what the cat probably did was flatten himself out and slip right through a scene.
I don't think there's anything in the laws of nature that would support that.
Well, cats don't abide by the laws of nature, so Dee doesn't know shit about cats. So yeah, he's going on here, and This is incredible Dennis in the background. Like, is this not
It's
absolutely...
like the perfect amount of annoying.
And you can see him the whole time.
I know, and he's like waiting,
he's
like
fidgeting.
he's watching them.
Yeah,
being
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"You done
He's
yet?"
listening. He's peeking over. He's fidgeting. Like, he stays within that scene so well.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps piping up like, "Oh, you know, we're gonna watch the movie or whatever," and Charlie keeps shutting him down.
Yasm.
And they keep talking about the cat here, and Dee's thinking about putting some catnip in there, and that'll do the trick.
Well, you know, it's not gonna work, D. It's gonna know it's a trap. That's gonna irritate the cat. And then it's going to dig itself down further. We may never get to it.
Again, I love his way. He's like kind of like schooling someone, but he obviously doesn't even know what he's saying. It's gonna know it's a trap. And as this is happening, you see Dennis like poke up. He like starts creeping over. You can see him kind of like coming over.
Yeah.
He's like, kind of looking, and he wants to know like, should he start the movie? Or like he no one told him what to do. And Charlie starts talking about how you know what they want to do here? They want to slip in a second cat. So it's gonna know that the catnip is a trap. So Charlie's thinking we'll slip in a second cat. That cat will become codependent on the cat that's inside the wall, and then they'll pull them both out.
And hopefully the first will follow.
This is like this whole like everything about the cat being in the wall is so much like a dumb improv scene where there is truly no logic to anything anybody is saying.
Yeah, Charlie.
Like,
it almost feels like he's making this up at as he's talking, because he mentions, "Oh, then we'll never get the cat."
Yeah,
maybe, and then it's like it dawns on him, "Oh, maybe that's what we need, another cat." Like,
yeah. And it's just like no one in any of the situation with the cat in the wall has any logic based in reality. Not a single person. Not, you know what I mean? There's not a single anyone that goes like, I guess D does to some extent, but D also does some crazy stuff with the bird that is just nonsensical.
Yeah, that's wackadoo.
Yeah, it's wackadoo. It's like, but it is probably it's still funny. It has a lot of pretty good elements, but it is weaker than the Dennis Mac relationship thing.
Yeah, sure, totally.
But it does have its merits. But it is interesting where it's like it is crazy town. Like it is like you're gonna put a second cat in there and they're gonna become dependent and you're gonna pull those two cats out. And Dee's like, oh really? Okay. Like it reminds me of a scene we would get into and it'd get heightened so fast we wouldn't know what we were doing. So they're gonna get codependent, and this is where Dennis pokes his head up. He starts he starts creeping over, and you see like he doesn't want to interrupt, but he does want to interrupt.
Yeah, he's trying to do this in the most seamless way, but there is none because they're so engrossed in the cat in the wall, so that it's kind of hard to pull Charlie back.
He wants to know if he should start the movie because nobody told him what to do. So should he start the movie? Yeah, and Charlie's like, start it. Go ahead, start it. And the way Dennis is like creeping back, he's like, okay.
But I want to watch it with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll wait.
Yeah. And
all day.
He doesn't want him to miss the setup. And Charlie says he's going to get some cats because cats have been following him now.
Oh, yeah. They're starting to follow me these days.
So more cat stuff with Charlie. Like, really more cat stuff. No mention of kitten mittens. Like, he doesn't even bring it up.
I know. That's weird. I mean, we just had a kitten product. I mean, they're all over cats. It's Junkyard Cat.
Nah, that's one tough cat. What's that?
That's a tough cat.
So then at Frank and Charlie's apartment, Frank gets fed up with Mac's new changes. And we get a nice shot of the apartment here with a plastic couch. You got anything to add that you noticed around or anything here?
No. I mean, this is the scene where you can prominently see that, like, Picasso painting thing.
Right.
Other than that, everything seems pretty nice. We get the plastic on the couch. I think you already said that.
What do you think about plastic on a couch?
No.
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 I'm not allowed to have plastic.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
My great grandparents, when they were alive, when I went over there, like, they always had a plastic on the couch.
That must be faded out, right? Like, nobody has that anymore.
I don't think I've ever seen it since.
Yeah, I don't.
It was like a one-time case. My great-grandparents.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that before?
I'm trying to think. Like, I must have. Like, I have some weird, vague memories, but I can't place where.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I don't know. But yeah, that has to be just gone. I mean, what
Was that ever a thing on Seinfeld? I don't know why that made me think of this, but like,
I
feel
don't
like
know.
there would have been a plastic couch situation on it.
I don't know.
Like George's parents or something.
Oh man, I can't think. I don't know. Maybe
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
no. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, because it is a weird thing. It's like a weird
Yeah.
old timey thing. Like, and is the plastic stay on there all the time? Would you
I
take
think
it
so.
off sometimes?
No, I think it's on there all the time.
That's wild.
That would be so uncomfortable. Who would want to own the most
That's what I mean. It'd be,
uncomfortable couch?
it'd be so.
The whole point of your couch is
Why
to
don't you
comfort
just
you.
buy a plastic couch? Do they
That's a
make
good
those?
idea.
I don't know.
Inflatable couch.
Yeah.
Have you ever
yeah.
owned inflatable furniture?
No. No. Have you?
Just asking. No.
So Mac is cleaning up here, and Frank comes in. He went grocery shopping. He didn't get any cat food, which
is a huge step up.
What a crazy callback.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't really mention that this episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean about the cycle of.
I mean, they bring up the cat food here and then like one more other time, but like
Yeah.
they never really reference that
Other episodes,
like
yeah,
directly.
The fact that they eat it before they go to bed.
Sure,
Like, that's never.
like the routine.
Yeah, the routine. They never actually state that, which is cool. It's a nice little callback. It's cool.
Yeah.
But Frank also bumped into the video store clerk guy.
Beefcake?
Total jerk off.
Thank
Nice.
God. Nice.
That is so funny. Like, what is Mac scared of?
Yeah, it's some guy, some jerk off video store clerk
I know, but
swooping
like,
in.
he's worried that he's a beefcake?
And what if he was?
That's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean.
Like, what? Mac would lose his mind?
Man, do I love the term beefcake.
It's so. I mean,
It's great.
outside of people that look like Rex, I don't have a use for it.
And Frank looks around. Hey, this place is the tits.
Yeah, we never really. I mean, do we hear that often?
I mean, that
Not really,
to me,
right?
that is such a Frank, like, old timey
Oh, yeah.
expression. The tits, like, this is the tits. It's such an old timey expression. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, like the way Frank says it too. And Frank sits down. He starts eating an apple. He apparently just bought.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's a huge upgrade from cat food.
Yeah, an apple from cat food. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say that's pretty big upgrade. Yeah, for sure. But Mac freaks out and slaps the apple out of his hands and slaps it out of his mouth.
Frank, no!
Yeah, he does not like
Skin
that.
of those is riddled with toxins.
And Frank just starts spitting it all out, like just all over the place, just everywhere.
Disgusting.
And Max starts talking about how he's cleaned up and he cleaned out the closet, and they could actually probably fit a mattress in there. So Frank and Charlie, they don't have to sleep.
And kind of like the arrangement, though.
And
That was pretty good.
It's pretty good. And it's funny here because, yes, Frank wants, like, the sleeping in the bed thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny how this is, like, brought up and how they do this. Like, where they both like it. There's something about, like, they don't like talking about it, kind of, too. But they
Yeah,
like
it's almost like a kind of like.
a secret shame or something.
Yeah, it's a secret shame, totally.
It's weird. It's weird how
Like,
they
don't
do
want
this.
people to know, but they're enjoying it. And
But they
they're
enjoy
very
it.
happy and comfortable with their situation.
Yes. This is what they are in. It looks like it's a problem, but it is what they are setting up as good. They like it, and I love this little thing here where Mac is like, "No, it was your sleeping. It was not pretty good." And what's the word I'm looking for? And he's trying to come up with what's the word?
Crazy.
No, not crazy.
Wackadoo.
Wackadoo is so. Wackadoo.
Why? Okay, so crazy and wackadoo are probably synonyms of preposterous, right?
Yeah.
How did Frank know that he was looking for a word like that?
Oh, yeah, because to Frank, it's not crazy or wackadoo.
Yeah, it's normal.
It's normal. Yeah, I don't know.
He should have said something like cozy or
Yeah. But
Quaint.
man, do I love a wackadoo. It's just like a word you just like gotta do. Wackadoo.
Like, where did you come up with that?
And this is a cool little setup that gets paid off later on about him not remembering what word he wants to use here.
Yeah, and not pretty good is a pretty poor choice of words as well.
Totally that too. Yeah, definitely.
Was not pretty good.
And he sees here that Frank is cutting the skin of his apple with his toe knife, with his steak knife toe knife.
Yeah, Mac's appalled by this.
Yeah, he doesn't like this. And Mac pulls it out of his hand and he throws it out the window.
Why would you do that?
Great acting by Danny. Great acting, Danny. He looks real. Like he starts getting up off the couch. Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Why would you do that?
This is the last straw for him.
Look, Mac, I like to clean it up and throw away the trash. It's good, but the sleeping arrangement, the plastic, and throwing on the tone. That's just I'm not putting on airs just because I have company.
Now, you think not eating cat food is putting on airs?
You betcha.
like that is also one of the most memorable things from this episode. You think eating cat food is putting on airs?
To state that back to somebody.
Yeah,
I love that. We saw a lot of that last episode, but this episode, this one, really hits.
Just to state it,
the setup, the restatement,
and the response too. You betcha.
Yeah, the agreement. Yeah, that crazy thing is true. Yes.
And Frank's gonna go take a walk. His head is swimming.
I love that. I use that all the time now.
Is he gonna check in with Mac though?
It's getting late. Haven't heard from Charlie.
and Frank goes like, yeah, right. So then at Dee's place, Charlie and Dee work on the problem with the cat until Frank shows up and gets involved. And start off here, Charlie's got a Calico cat. All Calico cats are females. And he's right.
I know. I looked that up too because I was like, that's bullshit. That seems made up, doesn't it?
It does, but 99.9% of Calico cats are female.
Yeah, it's something about. I didn't get too deep into reading it, but something about
chromosomes. Yeah, as soon as I saw all that, I just my eyes rolled back and I couldn't handle it. I was like, I'm out.
So that gives them the tricolor coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Y chromosome apparently doesn't allow for the white coloring.
Ross, what's a chromosome?
Small little anecdote. I was on a date once and a woman told me that she was trying to say men are inferior beings because they have the Y chromosome, and apparently over however long we've been here, generations, that chromosome has deteriorated.
I mean, that's
probably true.
I don't have the data to argue.
That's why some men are colorblind and blah blah blah.
Hey, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
She's going.
I am deteriorated.
You're deteriorating. Wow.
I'm a deteriorating. It's a hard word to say. I'm an interior decorator.
We're gonna work on your vocabulary, man.
I couldn't say the word. What's the word again?
Deteriorate.
Thanks.
So he has a Calico cat, and he puts that in the wall, and he has this truly itty bitty string that wouldn't even support one cat. Never mind the idea of them two mingling together and pull them out.
Yeah, glomming onto each other and pulling the other one out. What was the plan really?
This is where I say there's a complete breakdown of logic with this whole from stemming in every aspect of it, even down to the size of the string they have tied around this cat.
Yeah.
And they put the cat in there, and of course you hear some noises, and Charlie pulls out just the string. I mean, of course. And Dee wants to get a bird. She starts talking about how she's going to get a bird and essentially do the same plan.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I think so. So when Charlie pulls out the cat, he was expecting the other one to jump out after it or become attached.
Yeah, I thought he did kind of say the other one jumps out after it the first time.
Hopefully.
But this time, it almost seems like they're trying to, use it as fishing bait. You know what I mean? It's a lure.
Right. I feel like the bird is of the same vein, but a different approach.
Well, Dennis came up here, and Dennis, he swallowed an apple seed.
He's got a mouthful of apples, too. He's like, I swallowed some apple seeds. So what? Are they poisonous?
And Dee says no, but Charlie says yes.
Are you kidding? They're extremely poisonous.
And should he throw up? Should I throw up?
I would throw up now.
And Dennis runs away. I mean, do you remember when you were a little kid and you would think like a tree would grow in your stomach?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember a lot. Like I'm not such a careless apple eater where I'm even getting near the seeds.
Yeah, I usually leave a little bit around. I mean, I'm not eating that core part.
No, I mean, I'm not getting. Yeah, like
I don't get any joy out of it. Like,
no, I mean, no, I mean, and I by the way, I'll eat an apple maybe like 3 times a year or something, or something like that. As Dennis runs away, Frank comes in, and they do this little thing here where this is what I'm talking about. Where there was like a little breakup between Frank and Charlie because he's like, "Oh, how's Mac?" And he's like, "I'm off Mac."
Yeah, he's too pushy.
So they're back together. They come back together and they go, oh, and they start humping each other. They're like, "Oh, come bring it in here!" Like, "Oh, the gruesome
they're like rubbing stomachs against each other.
Yeah, they're like humping at each other. Yeah, they're like going like real crazy.
They look like they're having fun though.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, then we hear from the bathroom as this is happening. Dennis is having trouble throwing up. He can't do it. So should he put his finger in it? Why is Dennis need?
Oh my God, is he? He's so needy.
Yeah,
so
what does he
gross.
need like someone to tell him to do this for?
I don't know.
Like, it's so funny.
He had
like,
what he wanted with Mac, like someone that would come at his
boss him
beck and
around.
call.
He needs someone to boss him around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, should he put his finger in his throat to make himself throw up? And they're
yes,
like,
oh my
do
God.
that. Yeah, shut up,
guys.
basically. Like, yeah, shut up. And then you can hear him like gagging
The whole time.
The whole time.
I mean,
while
he's
this is happening.
retching, like, and screaming.
Yes. And Dee's so fed up with this. She can't even handle this. She wants to get Mac and Dennis back together.
Yeah, which is a great idea. I mean, that's the source of everyone's problems right now.
Yeah. Exactly, yes. As this is all happening, Frank wants to know, what's the situation? And Charlie lays down about the cat in the wall. He gets involved. Yeah, so yeah, he explains to him there's a cat in the wall.
Well, we get 2 at this point.
Yeah, they get 2 in there, and Frank is thinking a third cat could do it.
I was thinking a 4th.
And this is where D kind of is like, no, like, he freaks out. Like, no more cats. A 4th cat?
Yeah. But Frank, you're making it worse. And Charlie stands up for Frank. He's like, whoa, back off Frank.
They work well together. And they're the gruesome twosome.
Gruesome twosome, baby.
They start humping, like just like humping the air and making donkey noises and shit.
In my, the subtitles, it says the word braying.
I saw that too, and I think that means donkey noise.
No, it means speak or laugh loudly and harshly.
Wow, I thought it was like the noise, like like whatever. It's like
whatever, like animal noises they were making.
Yeah. But wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I saw that too, braying. Yeah,
It was like I have to look that up.
Look at that, Ross.
Anyway.
You're working on your vocabulary.
Yeah, if only I could say that other word. What's that other word?
Deteriorate.
Deteriorate.
You're gonna bring up braying at work this week.
Okay.
You
too.
Sneak that into a conversation.
Why?
Let's stop right here real quick too. I just want to ask now, when he says we're gonna bring in a 4th cat, what is the plan?
There is none.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, that's what I figured.
It's comedic solution,
that's
basically.
It's just funny.
How do I make the situation worse? I add more gasoline to the fire.
And Dee gets fed up here, and Dee leaves to go solve everything. She's going to get them back together. She's going to get the cats out of her wall. She's going to get a bird. She's going to go back to being alone. She's going to do it all. And
it's all a pretty good plan.
Yeah, well, except for the bird. But she's
this is almost like Dennis-like planning,
Yeah. Yeah.
How he comes up with these, like, oh, you're going to do this, you're going to do that.
And then
we
this
see
will
this
happen.
next episode. But
yeah, definitely. And Dee goes off, and you can hear Dennis retching in the bathroom, and Frank wants to know what's up with him.
All he says is, what? And, and Charlie points to the bath. I don't know. Like, they're so on the same page, all he has to do is say, what?
Yeah.
Swallow some apple seeds.
And
we
Frank
get this great look from Frank.
Yeah, this reaction from Frank, like, what?
Yeah,
like,
it's a frightened double take.
Is he gonna be okay? Yeah, and I believe you and I have talked about this reaction from Frank prior to the podcast too. This is one of those
it's unbelievable.
it's one of those comedy and acting things where like just it's all in a reaction. Like if you did that on stage or whatever, like you'd get a reaction from that. Just that simple like double take of like,
of course, like, oh my God, that's huge news. Like the reacting of that,
and it conveys so much information of like Frank also knows and thinks that.
Yes,
that seeds are poisonous. It's
Yeah.
like everybody thinks that. You know, it's like
to them.
Yeah, to them, it's like, oh, it is so perfect. So then, at what I assume is Gugino's, Mac and Dennis get back together.
Yes, hard to say what restaurant this is.
Yeah.
It does have a feel of Gugino's,
Yeah.
as in it's like an upscale place.
And D comes bringing. Oh, first we get Mac checking his teeth
yeah.
with
yeah,
the
we have to talk about that.
silverware.
He's looking into a knife
Yeah.
and then using a fork to pick things out of his teeth.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
yeah, definitely. And D comes walking up here with Dennis, and they're confused to see each other there.
Yeah.
Because apparently, yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Right before we get that, I want to talk about what they're wearing. Because Mac is rarely...
Mac looks good.
Mac looks good. He's
Yeah.
wearing sleeves, which is such
Yeah.
a rare thing.
Yeah,
And then he's wearing this blazer, and we get Dennis in the sweater.
Yeah.
I think Mac looks a little bit nicer.
Yeah, they're both dressed up for a date, and you're right. Mac does look better and good.
Which is surprising, huh?
Yeah, definitely. But they are confused to see each other because they were both under the impression that they were meeting a woman with giant breasts. And I love the way Dennis says it. He sits down, he's like, I was told I was meeting a woman with giant breasts. And then Mac like, I was told that too. Like the way he says that. Like
Yeah.
it's like surprised. Like I also was told I was to meet a woman with giant. He says to meet a woman with giant breasts. Like the way he like phrases it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all Dee had to do. This is all she had to say to them. Like they don't know her. They don't know her name.
This is such bait. Like it's such an easy way for.
Like they're so stupid and simple that that's all she has to say to get them both to do anything she wants. And Dee even sits them down and apologizes to them.
I know. This is a weird.
She doesn't mean it, I would say.
No, but she doesn't have to do it at all.
Yeah,
She's just really trying to get to the point of, now will you guys please make up?
Yeah, and she says sorry for saying they're codependent and all that stuff. And Mac, it looks like they're about to forgive each other, and Mac throws water in Dennis's face.
What amazing act! Like
Yeah.
that makes me laugh every time.
Yeah,
Like
it's very
that.
funny.
Like he really looks like he's about to be like, well, I guess I'll go first. Like
Yeah,
that huge splash on Dennis's face. I wonder, like it'd be funny to me that like Glenn Howerton didn't know that was coming or something.
Oh,
that would be
yeah,
so
right.
like
Yeah.
that would make me die laughing even harder.
and then they, Dennis throws it back, and then they start throwing bread at each other, and Dee's like, whatever, this is stupid, this is ridiculous, kill each other, don't, whatever. And she storms off. She's gonna go get a bird.
Well, she looks like a bird.
And Mac does this incredible like thing where you do like, this is a real thing where like you're mad at somebody but they say something funny and you laugh but then you catch yourself.
Yeah.
He like laughs and he straightens, catches him and stops. Yeah, it's so it's so perfect. It's great acting.
It's funny, like Dennis earlier in the episode called like that commentary like an oldie but a goodie, and it catches Mac off guard, and he like falls for it. He like proves Dennis's point, like, yeah, it's an oldie, but it works every time. Like,
yeah. And Dennis lets Mac know that he swallowed some apple seeds today.
smoke some cigarettes. The smoke will suffocate the bacteria.
I love like the way he's
weird,
talking low.
They're
like having this-
gestures, like this is like gesture around his chest to like he's showing smoke going down,
and like he wants him to smoke cigarettes because something is riddled with toxins. Well, guess what? Guess what else is riddled with toxins?
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. Like this logic is like so.
Like cigarettes are healthy and fine, but don't you dare
Yeah, and,
swallow an
like,
apple seed.
It is so true. Like it's great. Like if this is true, what else is true? If he thinks the skin of apples is poisonous, then he probably thinks like some stupid cure like smoking cigarettes will help.
Right.
It's so perfect. And even like even Dennis is just like, okay, yeah. Like Dennis is kind of dumb this episode.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he is.
He's like,
and he's
yeah.
needy and whiny and annoying.
Yeah. And he asked them how things are going over at Charlie and Frank's.
The way they live, dude, it's
Preposterous. Dennis says preposterous, and that is the word Mac was looking for earlier. It's so it's so good the way they do this. And Mac describes himself as a man of action, and Dennis is comes up with good
words.
That's,
Words, dude.
This
the way
little,
Mac leads
dude.
in,
Yeah.
he leans over the table. He's like, "Words, dude." He gestures his hands out, and he's so happy. He's like, "Oh, finally!"
And then we get a great Always Sunny fashion. A little stop down almost. It's quick.
Back to reality.
Yeah, of like Dennis being like, "We gotta work on your vocabulary, man. You couldn't think of the word words.
You can help me." Max you can help me.
Yeah. And this is where a waiter comes up. Do you have anything on this waiter?
Manager, sir.
Manager, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, big shot.
This manager is named John Ponzio. He was a vampire from Dusk Till Dawn, which I think is pretty cool. It's a good movie. Leaving L.A., Sunny with a Chance, AP Bio. And you may remember this guy as the Philly Frenetic in...
Really?
Yes, in the World Series defense. He was also in The Gang Gets Whacked Part 2.
Really?
And he's going to be in a couple more.
Wow.
He's in like an episode in Mac Finds His Pride.
This
is like way down the road. So if you were wondering who was in the Philly Frenetic costume, this is the guy, John Ponzio.
We didn't give him credit,
which I think is super cool.
We didn't give him credit on that episode?
No, I think we did.
Oh, we did. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's cool. What is this guy just like hanging around set? Like,
I have no idea. Maybe maybe he has more involvement than I know.
He lives.
Maybe he is a writer. Maybe he
lives next door.
I think I just looked through his acting credits. So,
well, he's letting them know, like, because they're kind of causing a scene here. So why don't they, they pay their bill and they can just be on their way?
Well, you're not making any sense because we didn't buy anything.
Well, actually, Mac had a rum and coke. So
you had 6, actually.
I love that, like that way of being like, 6, dude. Like that's like a crazy number of rum and coke.
I had 6. He like get busy. I had 6 of them. Yeah, I was nervous about the big-breasted lady.
Dennis was also nervous. I love that like cheering
D
that
said
again.
she had giant boobs. Like
that's what D said. Yeah.
Like
and
that moment that like come together of like the huge joy that they're having in this like
the
they're talking
connecting.
about a giant breasted woman or whatever. It's so funny that they're like giddy and childish and like they're coming together over something.
And this is and Mac also assumed the giant breasted lady would be paying for the rum and cokes.
Do you always assume your date's gonna pay?
Yes, I think that is the way. I think I always assume Katie is paying. And Dennis is gonna help him out of this jam because he's got some cash.
Do this like smiling at each other and the waiter's like looking back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna? Okay, well, pay me now.
It's like we're back. Like we reset. We're back to normal.
Mm-hmm. And it feels normal.
Yes. So then back at Dee's place, Dee gets frustrated and climbs into her wall as the gruesome twosome leave to go watch Predator. Dee comes in with a bird. She got a bird here
string
tied to the same little itty bitty string that I don't think is pulling anything out of anywhere.
So where did she get? So she brought string to the store and tied it.
I don't
know. Like what? How do you tie up a bird in front of somebody else?
I don't know. I don't know. And she puts this bird she comes in to find Frank and Charlie breaking apart her wall even more. That was a big giant
ton
hole.
more cats in the house, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, there's cats everywhere. That's right. Yeah,
cats
there's cats
all over
the
the place.
Yeah, cats all over the house. I love that Frank has his goggles too. Frank's little goggles.
Yeah.
She comes in and she's like, "Okay, that's it. Watch out. I got a bird. We're doing this."
Mm-hmm.
And they step out of the way like, "Yeah, okay, sure." They're like kind of like let her do it. And she does the bird, and what you expect happens. And she pulls back out the string, and there's nothing on it.
Now she's got a dead bird in her wall.
Yeah, and she gets so frustrated here. She starts freaking out. She grabs a sledgehammer from them. She tells them to get out of the way, and she starts bashing her wall apart.
I like this. They're just, like, cheering her on. We get a Deandra from Frank. Deandra!
And she breaks open the wall, and she gets inside, and she starts, like, crawling into it. And then Frank gets a text from the dynamic duo.
Oh, which they're back together?
They called themselves the dynamic duo early in the episode, in the first scene. And it's cool that Frank also refers to them as the dynamic duo. So we have the dynamic duo and the gruesome twosome.
That's right.
We should have got a something for D. Like, they should have labeled her something like that.
Spinster.
They do say that, but I almost like the one something, the lonely something.
You want like the alliteration of something.
Yeah, I want the closing of like a team.
Or something
like,
that rhymes.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I do. And they apparently are watching Predator, and they invite Charlie and Frank over, and yeah, they'll go do that. And they start to leave, and Dee is stuck in the wall here. Her shirt's caught on something, and that's why you gotta have a sidekick. I mean, they're in the apartment. I mean, they're in the apartment. They can see she's out there right there.
I know, they're right there. They could help her, but they're absolutely choosing not to.
Quote unquote sidekicks, so they can't help. It's like
what's even funnier is like now that Mac and Dennis are back together, Frank and Charlie are willing to hang out with them. It's like they know they're going to keep each other in check.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
they're
you're
comfortable hanging out with them now.
Yeah, and then we got Dee yelling from inside the wall, and then we got credits end of the episode. And Ross, what is your favorite scene?
Ooh, my favorite scene is Mac and Dennis, the return from the video store.
This is also my favorite scene, the breakup. And there's so much going on in there. Like you said, it's like a one-act play or something. Like there's just so much going on.
Yeah, it's nice. We get some like different shots. We get the physicality. I mean, it's some like out of their own roles to be doing some of the things that they're doing, but like
it's for the comedy.
Yeah, it totally is.
And what's your favorite character?
I'm gonna give it to Mac.
Really? I'm gonna give it to Dennis.
Yeah, I thought of Dennis, but it was like he was too annoying to me. I mean, I know Mac was annoying also, but Dennis yelling about the apple and shit, like.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say, what is your favorite line? Because mine is the not allowed.
Yeah, I'm not allowed.
It has to be.
It has to
be
right.
that. It was either that or, what's the matter? I helped you with your dead stinking cat.
Or, I just, I want to watch a movie with you. Could we do that?
Yeah. And I should say, Ross, before we pop out of here to the next segment, which is the IMDb Trivia Challenge, little teaser, this episode, Patty's is not in it once.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool.
We never, ever go to Patty's. And it's interesting to me because if you were describing the show, the premise of the show is for people who work at a bar. Like, the bar comes up in the description of the show.
Yeah.
But the characters are so strong, you can have an episode that does not take place in the bar. Or even revolve around the bar, have anything to do with the bar.
That's, I think,
it's true, but
what makes the show so great. Like, when it's convenient, sure it does. But
the bar almost feels like another character. Like, the bar is a character in and of itself. Just the bar.
You're one of those people.
One of those people. Philadelphia is a character.
Sure. I mean...
Sunshine is a character.
Yeah. Hitler dog painting's a character.
Let's go on the next segment. It's the IMDb Trivia Challenge. These are 3 trivia facts. One of them is from the website IMDb. The other 2 are made up by me. Russ, please guess the correct trivia fact that is from the website IMDb. I saw this on IMDb, and I rewrote it into my notebook. Number 1. After Mac and Dennis throw water on each other, a large water stain is visible on Dennis's shirt. After the manager tells them to leave, the water stain is significantly smaller. Number 2. This episode won an award for Best Set Design. Number 3. Glenn Howerton said on a podcast he has no memory of filming this episode.
I'll go with the first one.
That is correct, the first one, Ross, because, of course, I would never write something that long. My hand would hurt.
You seem to have a hard time reading it, so.
I hated writing that. I hated writing that out. It was so long and stupid. But, yeah, the water kind of, like, changes around a little bit. I don't know how much. Some of these trivia facts are like, come on. Let's. How about the fact that there's no Patties? Like, that's not even in the episode. That Patties isn't featured.
That's true. That should have been
trivia
fact. That should have been the fact. You should write for IMDb Trivia.
Ross, don't threaten me with a good time. Ross, let me get to your final thoughts on this.
Sure.
Ross, hey, this episode is the tits. Or, oh, botched episode. They botched it.
This episode's the tits.
I mean, this episode isn't like the. There's something so like I don't know what the word is. It's so like
Grounded.
I don't know. It just it flows and it's straight. It's great. Just character comedy.
Yes.
It's like the comedy comes from the characters, not this. Like I guess Dee's storyline is a little more situational.
Yeah.
It's the situation with the cat.
Totally.
But Mac and Dennis is just
It's relationship
characters.
based. It's like
Yes,
so much stronger.
And it's so clear what the mapping is. Two best friends are mapping on just a relationship, a
Yes.
romantic relationship. It's just being mapped onto two best friends.
And
like
two
it's so
roommates,
clear what
yeah.
two roommates. It's clear what the game is, and it just works so well.
Mm-hmm. It's 100% perfect. It's so funny because we know they're talking about one thing, but it sounds like another thing, and I don't know. We just get to play with that a lot.
And just like the I'm not allowed. That like 5 seconds of this episode, the 5 seconds that happens elevates this episode. Like it
totally.
shoots it into the stride. Like that is truly one of the best Dennis moments. That's up there with I need my tools. That's up there with the implication. It's one of the.
I like to bind. I like to be
bound.
bound.
The way he says bind,
Yeah.
be bound. But yeah, this is so up there with the I'm not allowed. And it's so funny, like the idea of Mac not allowing Dennis to do something.
Unbelievable.
It's funny.
Yeah. No, it is.
All right, so I guess that's gonna do it for us here at the Always Sunny Cast. Ross, I don't even need to ask what's going on the next time because I know.
Oh, you do?
It's the Dennis system. Yes, I do. This is one of the ones I've been looking forward to.
Really? Name 5 things that happens in this episode just to prove it.
An incredible laugh transition.
Oh,
One of my favorite
that is
laugh
iconic.
transitions. Iconic. It's the first thing I think about when I think of this episode. Dennis
The laugh
laughing
that
maniacally.
got me every time I've
Yeah,
ever
of
watched
course.
this.
I mean, of course. We get Dr. Mantis Toboggan.
That's right.
Yeah, Kaylee.
We get Kaylee. That's right.
Yeah, Kaylee, the pharmacist.
We get Return of Gladys.
That's right. And also Ben the Soldier.
Oh my God! In those jean shorts.
And the jean shorts. Yeah. We get someone stabbed by a carny.
You know what? I was just thinking as you said that should have just been Cricket or something.
Yeah, but the waitress knows Cricket. And you know what I mean?
It would have been fun, like just cram.
I guess, yeah.
cram
You're
them in.
right. We're gonna get the waitress again too, of course.
Oh
this
yeah,
episode.
good call.
Yeah.
What else we get? Some Magnum condoms for some monster dongs.
Yeah, we get that. We get not only do we get the Dennis system, we also get the Mac system.
Yeah.
Move in after completion.
Yeah. And then we find out Frank's just there for the scraps.
Yeah.
This
episode is like.
It sounds so disgusting.
The whole episode's disgusting. Like everything.
Oh my God! It's
it's
to,
horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he's manipulating. It's just
It's
doing,
horrible.
like,
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, doing the Dennis system.
Or thinking like that.
Yeah, thinking like that. Like it's not like it's never like just like a romantic thing. It's like it never actually like anybody. It's all just like conquer.
It's like all their other schemes. He treats us like this is no different.
Exactly. Yeah. A little aspect of this episode I love too is how he's like, look at this. She's so in love with me, and she's like screaming how much she hates him.
She's so in love with me, and she doesn't even know it.
Oh, we're gonna ramble on about this forever. So yeah, next because this one and the next 2 episodes are like truly 2 of my favorite episodes.
The gang reignites the rivalry. Don't understate
Yeah.
that. That's a really fun.
I know that's a banger too. Yeah, I know that's a really
this
good.
whole season
Dennis
is magic.
Yeah, Dennis has some really iconic moments from that one too, like savages, that whole thing. But all right, we've rambled on enough, and thank you everyone for listening. Please get in touch with us for corrections and omissions at alwayssunnycast@gmail.com or hit us up on Instagram. What is our Instagram, Ross?
The Always Sunny Cast pod?
At Instagram, I guess.
At Instagram.
On Instagram. Or at Instagram, we don't know what we're doing.
Google Instagram.
Google Instagram, download it,
Mm-hmm.
and then find us on there and come say hi.
At us.
Yeah. And I guess until next episode, good day to use.
The Always Sunny cast is in no way endorsed or affiliated with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the FXX Network, or Philadelphia. The views and thoughts expressed in this podcast are of Eric Regan and Ross Northrup. If you enjoyed this podcast as much as we enjoy making it, please subscribe, rate, review, and pass it on. If you'd like to reach out, you can email us at alwayssunnycastpod@gmail.com or stay in touch with us by following our Instagram account at thealwayssunnycastpod. We'll see you next time.